Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. And that's right, of course, continuing on with, reviewing the Marvel films and in the MCU. Now we've come up to the next Marvel film in the MCU where, a new hero arrives. And that being, of course, Doctor Strange. Yes. Doctor Strange, this was really good, and, another new fresh character in the MCU, and I remember reading about this, probably even say, I think maybe a year before this came out, that there was, apparently, it wasn't going to be an origin story. Like, Doctor Strange was already going to be himself, Stephen was already going to be Doctor Strange, but, well, I guess that's what they originally had in mind, but I guess they went ahead and just made this film like how it all began, how Stephen became, the hero and, Doctor Strange and with his powers. But the story, Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, his life changes after a car accident robs him of the use of his hands, which traditionally, medicine fails him. When traditional medicine fails him, that's what I meant. He looks for healing and hope in a mysterious enclave, I think I said that right. He quickly learns that the enclave is at the front line of a battle against unseen dark forces bent on destroying reality. Before long, Strange is forced to choose between his life to fortune and status or leave it all behind to defend the world as the most powerful sorcerer in existence. Yeah, so I remember when me and my dad, aka Lil Blue, we saw this in theaters, and actually, Doctor Strange was the first MCU film to debut the new MCU logo, which actually, as I recall, it became the official MCU logo from ever since Doctor Strange, that the new MCU logo has been basically the official, Anyways, and with the cast of characters, of course, Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, the beautiful, talented actress Rachel McAdams, who plays Christine, and who, Dr. Stephen Strange has a crush on, and also, Kate, wait a minute, no, Kate Blanchett's I'm looking at this on the tablet, so that's weird for her being in the cast, even though she's not really in it. Tilda Swinton, she's the Ancient One, and, Zara Pathane, I don't think I'm saying her last name right, I think she's one of the main villains, and that being said, Mads Mikkelsen, who's the main villain, Cassilis. I think I said that right, Cassilis. He's the main villain, and with, like that stuff around his eyes, I forget what it is, but, purplish or whatever. And also, Wong. This is Wong's debut. Of course, being played by Benedict Wong. So, yeah, I almost forget, because, it's kind of funny to think that, his real name's Benedict Wong, and yet his character, is named Wong, so, that happens sometimes. Yeah, so there were lots of good stuff to this film, as I said, God, that car crash was so intense, and the fact that, a heated argument between Stephen and Christine, and what he said to Christine was hurtful, and that's when she leaves. And Stephen, he travels and finds, who it is, and, we see the Ancient One, and that scene where, the Ancient One, pushes his soul or whatever out of his body, or whatever, and Stephen Strange goes on this, crazy, adventure, going through, it's illusions or whatever, and, his eye, and stuff like that. I know that if my dad would be talking about this scene one time when he was on an airplane to Salt Lake City, and when that scene was playing, just Stephen Strange going on this crazy illusion thing, whatever it was. The plane that my dad was on, it was actually kind of moving and such. You get my point? So during that, when that scene was playing, and because he was watching Doctor Strange on the airplane, oh man. And anyways, oh yes, and also, what's his face? Chiwetel, I don't know how you say his last name, but he is Baron Mordo. So Mordo, because because we get the introduction of Mordo in this, and there was some cool like fight action going on, fighting and so on, and even when say at one point the Ancient One, she does get very wounded, and we'll even say before that, Stephen reunited with Christine as he needed her to help, like save his body and so on, and she gets to see this for the first time. Stephen with the powers of sorcery and so on, and especially when Doctor Strange says goodbye to her for now, as he opens the portal, and when he leaves, like she's like looking around, and like this mop falls over, and just it scares her. That was pretty funny, and he needs Christine's help once again to help the Ancient One, and a touching moment where the Ancient One basically accepts dying or something. And also Doctor Strange's cape was pretty funny too, because his cape is a character as well and has a personality of its own, and and even when say like I remember the cape was like telling Strange to go for a weapon or something like that kind of stuff. And the defeat with say Casillas, and when Doctor Strange comes face to face with Dormammu. I think I said that right. And Doctor Strange fooling Dormammu, like the many times that Dormammu trying to kill Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange, Dormammu, I've come to bargain, and Doctor Strange succeeds, and all evil is defeated, and Mordo, he basically just out of nowhere, just flat out like turns his back on Doctor Strange and becomes evil. So just like that. So anyways, and oh my gosh, I think I remember now, because I almost forgot about how Stan Lee's cameo was. Well, during a fight between Doctor Strange and the evil ones, and with amazing visual effects of the buildings like moving around and so on, and Doctor Strange and I think Mordo as well, they hit a bus, and Stan Lee, God, I wish I could remember his line, but I can't. I'm sorry. He says a funny line, obviously, while he's reading a newspaper on the bus, as Stephen and Mordo, they hit the window of where Stan Lee is sitting. It's pretty funny. And the end credit scenes, like, the first one, Mordo, like, meets up with, I think, an old friend of Doctor Strange's, and I forget who it was, but I think it might have been Lucian or somebody, I can't remember, but, somebody that Doctor Strange knew and who we met earlier in the film, I think he needed his help or something, And then the final end credit scene, and it's a tease for what would come, the following year, a year after Doctor Strange, basically. And that being, of course, Thor making an appearance in the last end credit scene. And that being, of course, that scene takes place, and that we would, of course, see that in Thor Ragnarok, and Doctor Strange making an appearance in Thor Ragnarok, as we all know, and obviously we all knew that Doctor Strange would make an appearance, in Thor Ragnarok. So, that was really cool. And, thus, not only would Doctor Strange return making a cameo in Thor Ragnarok, but he would continue on appearing, especially in the next two Avengers films. So, Anyways, but with all that being said, in closing, Doctor Strange was a pretty good MCU film, and a fresh new hero to come into the MCU, you name it. And how do I rate Doctor Strange? Well, heck, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. The first Doctor Strange film was fantastic, and it gets a 10 out of 10 from me. 10 out of 10 stars. And what about you guys? What did you think of Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange film? Leave comments and give this review a like as always. So again, 10 out of 10 stars for Doctor Strange. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Doctor Strange. More reviews coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And stay tuned later tonight because, yeah, and I'm actually, yeah, and since it's been not too long ago since this came out, you know, I'm, of course, reviewing a certain Pixar film that has to do with a space ranger. You know what I'm talking about. Stay tuned for that later tonight. Take care, peace out, and Avengers, assemble.